Overflows.
Mind is the crisis clinging to the known. Man is always in crisis. Better to say, man is crisis. Man is crisis constantly. It is not accidental alone. It is existential. Man's very being consists of crisis, hence the anxiety, the tension, the anguish remains. Man is the only animal who grows, who moves, who becomes. Man is the only animal who is not born complete, who is not born closed, who is not born like a thing. Instead, who is born as a process. Man is open. His being consists in becoming. And that is the crisis. The more he becomes, the more he is. Man cannot take himself for granted in any way. Otherwise, he stagnates and vegetates. Life disappears. Life remains only when you are moving from one place to another, from one state to another, one level of energy to another. Life is that movement between two places, two states. You cannot be alive at one place. That is the difference between a dead thing and an alive phenomena. A dead thing remains in one place. It is static. It cannot move. The alive thing moves. Not only moves, leaps, jumps as quantum leap. The dead thing remains always in the known, and alive phenomena goes on moving from the known towards the unknown, from the familiar towards the unfamiliar. This is the crisis. Man is the most alive. People call their stagnancy safety, security, safety and security. Safety and security are just rationalizations for remaining stagnant. Safety and security are just the rationalizations for remaining stagnant. You have to go on moving. The movement creates problems because the movement means you have to go on dying to that which you know. You have to go on dying to the past, which is familiar, which is comfortable, and which is cozy. You have lived it. You have become skillful at it. You have learned much about it. Now there is no danger in it. You can live it. It fits with you. so too you fit with it. But man has to move. Man has to go on the adventure. Man has to go on the adventure. You are a man only when you are constantly, continuously on the adventure from the known to the unknown. What is the adventure? A constant movement, a journey from known to the unknown. The mind clings to the past because the mind is the past. Mind is the memory. But your being wants to go beyond the past, beyond the known. Your being wants to explore. Your being has an intrinsic discontentment, and this discontentment is divine discontentment. Whatever you have, you are finished with it. Whatever you are finished with it. You want to have that which you do not have, and you want to be that which you are not yet. Man gropes in the dark for another and the richer being, for more being, for more and new being. It is not right to say that man is born one day and dies another day. It is true about other creatures like animals, but not true about a man. Animals are born one day and they die. They have a birthday and then one day they die. Man is constantly dying and constantly being reborn, constantly meaning every moment. Each moment is a moment of death and a moment of birth. Death and birth are two sides of the same coin. In man, death and birth are not opposite. Instead, two wings of the same, two wings of a bird, complementary, helping each other. Death simply helps birth to happen. Death simply helps birth to happen. Death goes on cleansing the ground so that the past can cease and the future can be. The new is born. Death is in the service of the birth, constantly working for birth to take place. In fact, to call them two is not right. It is one process. It is one process looked from two different angles. Death creates the way for birth, and birth creates the way for death to happen. It is like a gate. From one side, it is an entrance, and from the other side, it is an exit. It all depends upon which side you are facing, towards the entrance or exit. Or it is like breathing. The same breath going inward is called inhalation, and same breath going outward is known as exhalation. Death is exhalation and birth is inhalation. Birth is the entrance, death is the exit. But it is the same life energy, the same weave. You can remain secure and safe with the past. You can avoid the crisis. That is what millions of the people are doing. And they have decided. But then they remain mediocre. Man has to die each moment and has to be ready to be reborn again and again. Every moment death happens and you are reborn. Every moment this process, the breathing is a process. So death and birth is a process. Inhalation, you inhale and then you exhale. But what you do first, it depends upon where you are at a particular stage. If you are outside, then you will inhale first. If your consciousness is inside, you will exhale first. Man has to die each moment and has to be ready to be reborn again and again. Between this constant death and birth flows the river that life is. Between these two is the gap which we know as life. Between the past and the future is life in that small interval called present moment. In that moment that we call now here. It has no duration. It is there without any duration. The past has a duration. It has a length. The future has a duration. It has a length. But the present moment has no duration. You inhale in a moment. You exhale in a moment. There is no time in that. It is simply there. It is atomic between the past, the long past and long future exists a gap. Between a long past and a long future exists a gap. Only those who go on constantly dying and constantly getting reborn know the gap because they pass again and again through that gap, a small gap. And each time you are ready to pass through the gap, you will find in a crisis. The crisis is that mind naturally wants to cling to the known and the familiar. The mind is efficient with it. Somehow it has learned it. Learning has been very arduous. Now suddenly you move, all that learning is lost. It will never again be relevant for you. In no other situation it will leave any meaning. It can only have the meaning with the situation in which you have lived. Cling to it and the mind says. Cling to it, the mind says. The being cannot be contained by the mind. The being is infinite and the mind is very, very small. Mind is finite, being is like an infinite sky. It cannot be contained in it. Mind is too narrow. Mind is too narrow and being is to get out of it.